Yeah, that's right. 2 videos in one day, and I did shower. Hair's not greasy anymore. I'm recording this like day of, and just putting it out as fast as possible because it baffles me. Supports are at their strongest right now, and I have to do this just in case supports get nerfed, because if this comes out next week after patch notes, whoops, then I look like an idiot. Um, but they are so strong right now, and I keep getting yelled at to peel. My brother in Christ, I am solo tank. Solo tank mag, my job is not to peel. I cannot peel. Ask one of your 3 DPS, or you're playing either Luna, Gambit, Loki, or Invis. They can take care of themselves, and if they can't, you walk towards your team. The amount of times that I have seen people walk away from their team and go, why aren't you peeling? Why aren't you peeling? There's people on our back line. My brother in Christ, I have to deal with the front line. If I turn around to help you every 5 seconds, we lose this game. It's an objective-based game. If nobody's at the objective, we lose. Right? Somebody has to make space for us to get to the objective. That is my job as the only tank. If you want someone to peel, we need a second tank. If you want someone to peel, go towards your team. And if you're playing one of the other supports, not the 4 that I mentioned, I'm not as mad, right? But when you're playing Invis and Gambit, I had a team where I'm solo tanking 3 DPS, and our supports are Invis and Gambit because they both survived the ban phase. Because we double banned Hawkeye and Daredevil. But if that's the scenario, what are you doing, man? What are you doing? Genuinely, that's so dumb. You're playing Invis and Gambit, you can solo anybody. Maybe less so on Gambit's end, but Invis for sure. I've done it. I can solo tanks. I've soloed a Thor, and I'm not even a support main. I'm not very good at Invis. I can solo Thor. I've soloed Mag. I've soloed tanks. I've soloed DPS. You're playing Invis. There's one diver. You don't need help. Yeah, we're going to have to deal with less heals, so maybe you should have to communicate that. Maybe you communicate, hey, there's a diver back here. But you don't need to be begging for healing. And especially, I watched the replay, I'm like, I couldn't appeal to what were they dealing with that entire time? They're moving away. Me and 2 DPS will be up there, and then both supports and the 3rd DPS will be backing up when there's a diver there. Why are you leaving your team for one Daredevil? I know Daredevil's a problem. I know he attacks and he does stuff, but every time they're killing him, just for your information, they're backing away from the team. All 3 of us up there die because there's no healing, there's no extra support up there. Or we have to back away as well when there's no healing, and then we die on our backing up, and it's our fault because we didn't peel. If you make it my problem, I can deal with it, but until then, solo tank Strange, solo tank Mag. If there's 2 tanks, I get it, but on solo tank, I cannot peel. It is not the tank's job to peel. Like, I'll see people play Moon Knight and they never peel. Brother, Moon Knight has a CC that pulls you towards his big AoE that he puts down with that CC that says, you can't stand here. If he puts down that Onk, Daredevil can't stand there or he takes a lot of damage. Especially if the Moon Knight hits Daredevil and not the Onk. It just baffles me, dude. I don't understand. Why do people feel the need to shout that they need to peel? Is it because they're bad? Part of me says it's a skill issue, but I don't want to assume that everybody who complains about lack of peeling is bad at the game. But at the same time, we are in support meta. Supports are the strongest character in the game, to the point where there's the clip of, oh, the match came down to neither team was shooting each other. And neither team was shooting each other because the other team wasn't pushing heavy. That clip, supports are so strong right now, and the support ults are so strong right now, you don't need people to peel for you. Loki can be immortal for a few seconds. Loki can move. Loki can go invisible. So he can teleport and then go invisible. Invis can 1v1 any character in the game. Luna can stun you, headshot you once, and then that's a guaranteed you're at least a third of your health is gone. The next shot that they get for free, that's at least over half of your health. If you're surviving that, if you're killing and surviving that, it's barely. You're barely living that encounter. You have to get away, and Luna's that strong. Gambit can reduce any healing you get. Has 2 dashes to get away. Has the big easy slam that heals himself. He has cards that heal himself. He has cards that give him a damage boost. He can dash to his team for help. Why are you leaving the fight and begging for peels at the same time? You need to learn to move with your team. And it's not all support players. I recognize that. I have great support in some games, and you really gotta applaud it. But I don't understand. Now, if you're playing Jeff, or if you're playing Rocket, or Cloak and Dagger, they're not the most broken right now. I concede. They would need help against peelers, especially peelers, against divers, especially someone like Daredevil. But then they still have the same problem of they walk away from their team. It doesn't make sense to me. Why would you walk away from your team when you need help? Like, did you want me to teleport? Did you want me to know they're diving and then walk back with you? You come to me, I can do it. Because especially if I'm playing Mag, I can quickly bubble you. If I'm playing Strange or Emma, if I'm solo tanking, because if I'm playing any of these characters as a second tank or an off tank, then it's fine. Because if we're playing Mag Strange wants to play as more of an off tank, and then it's his job to peel. I understand that. I know how 2 tanks works. But with 1 tank, like, Groot can't peel on single tank. Even Emma, the best person for peeling, can't peel on single tank. Neither can Thing or Hulk or Venom. I don't know why he'd be solo tanking them, but Thor can't really peel on solo tank because he got a front line to deal with. No one can peel but your DPS and your other support. If your other support's leaving you out in the wind to dry, well, that's on them and that's not on you. But for the most part, I see people walking away from their team, and that's what this is about. Why do you do that? Because I want to say it's a skill issue, but I don't want to say everybody who asks for peels is bad. But at the same time, the 4 most played supports, the 4 most broken supports in the game right now, don't need them. Loki doesn't need peels. Gambit doesn't need peels. Invis doesn't need peels for sure. Luna doesn't need peels. If you're just good at the game, if you can aim, and you can use ability cooldowns, then you pretty much don't need it. Invis has like 1,000 plus HP unless you can kill her fast enough. You have to do 500 health over 500 health super fast because you have to break the shield first and then kill her all 500 health. No one can really do that. No character in the game can quickly burst 500 health on 2 targets, especially when one does not have a headshot and it heals the other one, so you can't just kill the other one first because they'll weave in and out of the shield to preserve both of their health. Like, it's super strong. Worst case scenario, those characters might need help, and then they go towards their team with all of their movement abilities. Loki, Gambit, Invis have movement abilities. Luna's isn't as good, but you could just stun them, go to your team, and then when they come back for you, you have help because you're with your team. Why would you isolate yourself in that situation? They're choosing you because you were already isolated. Don't be isolated against a character like Daredevil. The first time you die, that's fine. You didn't really know you were playing against them. But after like the 3rd time, you should know. You should know that Daredevil's on their team, that Daredevil's looking to go for you. Why would you do it? I don't know. I think we should stop peeling. I think genuinely we should stop peeling entirely. Until supports get nerfed, it needs to be the DPS job. Because the tank, like Emma's diamond form, is really good for punishing divers. But if you watch the trailer, if you watch how it was shown to be played, it does not feel like that's how it was meant to be played. It was meant to stun, to punish people who are overextended or isolated. She was supposed to be like a pseudo diver. It's why it has damage reduction. If you're using it in your own backlines, I don't think that makes sense. I don't think that's the way they intended for it to be played, even though that's what it's really good at. Same thing with Thing. The trailers and everything for Thing never show Thing using it on his own backline, even though it's really good for that. So I think genuinely the category of character with the most appealing potential is DPS, and they don't do it. And the strongest role, the ones who can kill anything in the game, is support, and they're not doing it. They're just upset that you're not doing it for them. Because I understand if you kill them, heals will go down. I will back up for that. But I cannot turn around and fully focus on that diver, or their team will just walk all over me and then you by proxy. I don't know. I'm just tired of this. I need peeling. As you're playing Invis and Gambit Netanyahu. You're playing the Third Reich of supports, and you're begging for peels. My brother in Christ, you are the peeler. Now, if you're playing the other ones, like I said, that's fine. I just don't understand why you can be playing these good characters. Characters that are so good, they're defining the game right now, and still be begging for more. It does not make sense to me. Someone enlighten me, please. Wet Willy.